Dre, what are you talking about? You crazy.
Heidi Z, you ignorant Beremus. What's your problem? I agree.
I disagree.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition to I Agree to Disagree. Here's where we get two parties on the phone, on the video, and we have a topic that we found that if they agree to disagree. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Dre, your humble correspondent, and I have two very funny comedians today on I Agree to Disagree. And the first one, I'm going to let this beautiful lady introduce herself.
Hi, I am Holly Logan, otherwise known as comedian Holly Logan.
Hello, Holly. Where are you from?
I am originally from Virginia, but I am based in Los Angeles, California.
Absolutely. Now let's go to your partner. Gentlemen, can you introduce yourself?
Marvin Phipps, aka M Dubs from Chicago, Illinois. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, M Dubs? Could you stay on the mic because we want to hear you, we want to see you, and we want to get your opinion. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
There you go. Check this out. I agree to disagree is very simple. I'll throw the topic on the table, and then each person takes a side so we can decide if we agree to disagree. Here's the topic. Today's news is all over the place about the confrontation at the 94th Annual Academy Awards. It's where Will Smith, superstar, actor nominated for an Academy Award, got out of his seat and struck comedian extraordinaire Chris Rock.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Do you think, Holly, that this was warranted? Do you agree that Will was right or was Will wrong?
Will was absolutely wrong.
Okay, any more? Do you have an opinion with that, Holly?
Oh, okay. I thought you just want to know if I agree or disagree so we could pick sides.
No, it comes with your opinion. You get to espouse and say what you feel.
Okay, so yes, I think Will was absolutely wrong. First of all, it was a joke. And actually, if you think about G.I. Jane, for those who've seen G.I. Jane, she was a bad woman. Like Demi Moore became a sex symbol when she shaved her head bald. So if I was Jada, I would have looked at it like, oh, okay, he's telling me that I'm a strong woman that rocks his head. But the issue I have is Will laughed and then got up and did the slap and strutted away like he did something special.
Wow.
So yeah, he was wrong. It was more about Jada than Jada's bald head. Trust me.
We're gonna get to that in a second. But let's go to Marvin and ask him the same question. Marvin, do you think Will was correct, or do you think Will was wrong?
I think the smack was justified. I think over the years, man, if you've been following everything, Chris he's been laying it in heavy on Jada and Will. I hate that it was Chris Rock because I love Chris Rock, but it's like, how else you get a person to stop doing what you don't want them to do no more? Because I guarantee you, Chris won't say nothing else about Jada ever again. But I think it was justified. I just hate it was Chris Rock.
Well, let's say this for I agree to disagree. We do not advocate by any means violence to any person, anyone, anytime. But based on the circumstances of what happened, do you agree or disagree? Did Jada Pinkett instigate this situation? Let's go back to Holly.
I agree. I agree that she definitely instigated the situation because if we notice, Will laughed, looked at her, she rolled her eyes. I think she instigated for the reason that, again, this is more than about the slap. So I think she instigated in I think Will been waiting to do something to somebody since they read Table Talk when she said, no, I was just in an entanglement. His manhood was crushed since then, and he had to take an opportunity. And unfortunately, like Marvin said, it was Chris and it was at the Oscars. Because I love Will. I really do. I think he's talented, would love to work with him. But wrong is wrong. And I definitely think it was all about Jada's behavior and everything. And the whole August Alsina thing was the catalyst for it all.
Okay, so let's go to Marvin. Do you agree or disagree? Did Jada Pinkett instigate Will Smith to do what he did to Chris Rock?
I think, yeah, I agree, but I think it's a combination of other things too. I think it was the Jada thing, the August thing. I think it was all those things. And I also think the right there, I think Will was saying to himself, this dude got one more time, or if he say something tonight, I'm laying hands. I think it was a build up of a lot of things. I don't think it was just the G.I. Jane joke and that particular night. I think it was all those emotions built into one. And when he saw his wife really didn't like that joke, it was on from there.
What's up? It's your boy, comedian A.G. White, not so white, not white now, and you are watching The Traffic Jam. Jam.
Well, here's the next question. Do you think that Chris Rock, the comedian, deserved to be assaulted by Will Smith at the Academy Awards? Holly.
Absolutely not. Listen, like Marvin alluded to, it's been a little bit of beef, and Chris Rock been saying things allegedly about Chris and Jada, and no, we all get frustrated, but we got to know how to handle ourselves. The same way Chris Rock didn't slap him back, Will should never have slapped him. You got to think about where you are. You 94, like I said, Academy Awards, and no matter how you feel about the Oscars, it's a public forum. Then you have a black man hitting a black man on stage. No, it was not, no. Hell no, it wasn't justified. I don't care if he would have did a your mama joke. If I was Will, I would have let him know I see you, and then I would have saw him after the show.
Now, Holly, you're a comedian, and you're used to getting heckled from the crowd. Am I correct?
Correct.
Do you think because of what Will did to Chris Rock, do you think he or Jada should have just said something the way he shouted out, keep my wife's name out your mouth?
No, see, even that was wrong. What Will should have did when he accepted his award, he should have accepted his award and said, now, Chris, at this point in time, I'm really over you putting your mouth on my wife. Like, enough of disrespecting people, blah, blah, blah. He could have killed him with words on the stage during his speech. Not him yelling out in the audience like that made it even worse. Because first of all, it didn't look like he was comfortable in that thug position at that time. But it was just purely ignorant. It's the best thing I could say about it. Like, wow, you already slapped him. What is all of that? Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth.
Now remember,
he shouldn't have said it.
Remember, Holly, that didn't go out to broadcast television. It didn't get broadcast till afterward because there's a delay, and the Oscars delayed that reaction. So most people saw that reaction from Will after the Oscars, or unless you were watching it with an international feed. Okay, so with that being said, as a comedian, have you ever been heckled to a point it's going to make you go, I don't really want to do this anymore like this in front of an audience?
No.
Why?
Because again, I have the mic, so I have the power. That's number one. And a lot of times when people, put past that situation at the Oscars, a lot of times when people heckle comics, they want attention. That's why they do it. They want you to say something to them. They doing it so they can shine, and they think they funnier than a comedian. I never forget, I was at the Laugh Factory years ago, and Kevin Hart was on stage, and this audience member yelled out, "Why are you so short, nigga?" Kevin roasted him to the point the dude was almost in tears. And Kevin was like, "No, you wanted to be a part of the show, and be a part of the show." So
as a comedian, you're already trained, or you've been experienced enough to know how to deal with hecklers in an audience.
Absolutely.
Now,
And then
from
if somebody gets, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
If somebody gets, if I see somebody that I know, like let's say I'm fifth in the lineup, and I've seen the past two comics, this person's yelling out everything and they drinking. I'm not even gonna give them no attention because that's what they want. So they're not gonna get nothing from me unless they personally come at me, because I know they're doing it for attention. And at that point too, it's up to the club to get that person out of there.
Now, on the Oscars, most of the presenters, there's a script in front of you. So you're basically reading whatever lines they've already predestined or preordained for you to read through. Allegedly, it's been said that Chris said that joke off the script. And that was said by the producer of the show, Will Packard. So does that still have the same impact to Will and Jada? Because that wasn't on the script. So is Will justified and Jada justified to be angry at Chris? Do you agree or disagree?
I highly disagree. Again, it's comedy. You go back and look years and years and years back, they have hired comics as hosts. Why? Because comics, we can riff. We can go off the cuff if we need to. It's called entertainment. If people don't want to hear nothing or want to be ripped on or whatever at a show, then get a rabbi to do the shit next year, honestly, because that's what they do. It's comedians. And again, it wasn't a negative joke. He wasn't coming at her like that. Like, to me, it was like, I would have taken it as a compliment. Like, okay, you think I'm G.I. Jane because she was a bad one. I don't care. It's a comic. That's what comics do. Am I right? Well, I'll let you ask Marvin. But comics, that's what we do. That's what makes us who we are. What makes a good comic is that we can riff. We can come off the cuff. We can add on if we need to add on. We can change. Now, I heard on the flip side, I heard that Chris, that was part of the script, and Chris didn't write the joke, because the day after, this white dude said, I actually wrote the joke. So I heard the opposite. I heard
that's allegedly. There was an interview with Will Packard, who was the producer of the 94th Annual Academy Awards. And he was the one who said, Chris did that on his own. That was not the joke on the screen. Chris ad-libbed, which you're right. Comedians ad-lib. Here's the thing. In that venue and in that show where we're supposed to be celebrating the artists, the actors, and the movies, and when you get personal, as the way it seems to be between Jada, Will, and Chris, do you think they need to sit down and have a come to let's work this out moment? Or should they just say, the hell with that, I ain't got to talk with you? Which do you say? Which do you say? As a comedian now.
B, hell no, I ain't got to talk to you. I mean, Chris was doing what he was paid to do. He told a joke. Was it offensive to them? Maybe, if you look at it in that point. But was it not, in the sense that a day or two before the Oscars, Jada did a TikTok or whatever it was and saying, I don't give a fuck what nobody say about my hair, blah, blah, blah. So again, maybe he felt like she was at the place she could take the joke. Take a joke. You're in the entertainment industry. I was offended by the movie Woo that Jada did. I can't walk up to her and slap her for doing a bad movie all them years ago. So it's just like, really, it's just petty, and it was.
So now we gotta agree to disagree if Jada Pinkett Smith's movie Woo was good or not.
Terrible.
And I agree with Marvin. Horrible.
Do that in this world, man. You can't do that in this world, man. Arsenio, they got rules. They got rules. Like, he has a rule. The bass player, he got a rule. He got to wax his head every morning. That's a rule. He follows the rules, man. He follows the rules. Oh, these are jokes. Come on.
Based on the producer Will Packard's interview on ABC about the Academy Awards, the joke that Chris Rock said in regards to G.I. Jane 2 was unscripted. That came directly out of Chris Rock's mind and mouth.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree that Will and Jada have a reason to be angry with Chris Rock in regards to his constant barrage of jokes at his family?
Yes, I agree they do, because here's my take on it. And I love Chris Rock, but he uses this platform. He uses that award show to do what he do. And I think more people are mad that Will did it at the Oscars in front of white people than more just slapping him. Like I think they care because where it happened at.
But there's 3 billion people around the world watching that. So it wasn't just a little show. It wasn't the BET Awards. Let's put it that way.
But I'm always good for a good smacking, but I just hate that it was Chris. You use this platform to talk about my wife or us all the time, because now it's a clip going around showing what Chris does this all the time. So it's like this just wasn't one night, just one joke. This are years. So it's like, okay, you said it here. I'm gonna deal with you right here. So I look at it differently. And especially if that wasn't written in and you decided to say that on your own, yeah, you gotta get these hands.
Okay, now let me lead you to this next question. Then I'm going to ask Holly the same question. If Adam Sandler said the same thing to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, do you think Will would have got out of his seat and hit Adam Sandler?
Have Adam Sandler said these jokes 5-6 years in a row?
No. Just that one Oscar, that one moment in time. Do you think he should have gotten up and responded that way to Adam Sandler?
But on the outside, it looked like one night. But we know it's more than just that. So to answer your
I'm
question,
asking you this opinion. Let's stick with the one.
Right.
I'm going to expand into that, but I'm just saying 1-to-1, because some people say he did that because Chris was black and he felt safe. I want to say, if it was Adam Sandler and Adam Sandler's white, would he feel the same comfortability to go up and smack him?
No, he wouldn't have done that to Adam.
Okay, Holly, I ask you the same question. Do you think if it was Adam Sandler saying the same joke to Jada Pinkett and Will, should Will have gotten up and responded to Adam Sandler?
No. In this context, no.
No. Okay. Now let me go deeper into the thing, because remember, most people didn't realize the amount of animosity that was going on between all of them. And that's kind of what fueled everything. But let's stick to I agree to disagree. Okay. Back to you, Marvin. Here we are. Very simple. As a comedian, you get heckled when you're on the stage. Would you let me make this make sense better. Do you respond to hecklers to a point where it can get violent?
No, I don't. I try to dispute. And as a comic, you know who's allowing it. You just know. Like if you say something to somebody and they ain't feeling it, you know to get up off. I'm from Chicago. I know how to read the crowd. You already know. Now, if you keep going and they put their hands on you, then you're supposed to know how to fight. But no, I'm not. I don't do that to the point where I know it could get out of control. No, I'm not.
Not as a comedian.
No.
Now, here's an I agree to disagree for both of you. We'll start with Holly. Do you think comedians now are going to feel or act censored because of this incident? Do you agree or do you disagree with that?
Personally, I disagree because I'm not going to censor myself for anybody. I'm not. Now, I'm not going to maliciously look for somebody in the crowd that I can mess with that I know is hurting or certain things about. But like Marvin said, if I say a joke and I can see the person wasn't feeling that, I'd be like, okay, and move on or whatever. But I'm not going to censor myself. That's the problem. Comedy is going to be gone in about 10 years if we have to keep censoring ourselves. It's so much stuff we can't say now. Sometimes I just want to stand on the stage and say, this is my joke.
Okay. All right. No. Holly, I got to throw Marvin the question's the same for you. Do you believe that you agree or disagree that comedians are beginning to be censored more and more, even before this incident at the Academy Awards?
We are censored, but I think it got something to do with the level you at, because the clubs and the rooms I play at, I can say a lot of stuff and say what I want to say, but it's when you get to the Oscars and Grammys and you can't really say those things. But the true comedian is just going to always say what they feel, and that's just what it is.
But what most people don't realize, those shows are scripted. They're
Yeah.
not. The comedian doesn't walk up and you're doing your set that you would do in a nightclub. Everything is done for timing. So
Right.
let's make sure people who are watching, I agree to disagree right now with Holly and Marvin, comedians extraordinaire, and we're discussing what happened at the 94th annual Academy Awards between Will Smith and comedian Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett Smith. We're discussing the incident. So as comedians, I got one more for you. I agree to disagree. Here's the question. Should Jada Pinkett Smith retire the red table talk? Do you agree or disagree?
So I'm gonna say disagree if she reformats it. I would say I thought initially it was a great outlet. It was a great show, but I think she might want to like rethink about the format or the Marvin, what I'm trying to say, the theme of the segments.
The red table talk.
The maybe she should turn the table blue. I don't know. But she needs to reformat it.
The blue table talk. Okay, Marvin, the question's to you. Do you think Jada Pinkett Smith, it's time to retire the red table talk? The red table talk.
Yeah, like she said in the beginning, we all thought this was great. Jada been stirring up so much shit, man. Paint it blue, man. Paint it a different color. Of course, you gotta have Will. It'll be nice if she can have Chris and Will on. That'll be dope if they can do that there. But something's got to change. They got to come in and do something because it's causing more issues than healing and helping. Than what they said it was for in the first place.
Okay, now here's the one. We're gonna go a little deeper than the Oscars. I agree to disagree that Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith put their personal family business to the public too much. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Can I be kind of neutral? Because I'll tell you why. They didn't put the August Alsina business out there. August Alsina did.
No,
Okay,
but I'm starting with them first. We're gonna get there. Don't jump.
Okay.
Oh, look, I'm the host here. Don't let me have to jump in there and get to you.
I'm offended. I am offended.
Oh, wow. Dre, what are you talking about? You crazy.
Heidi Z, you ignorant Baramus. What's your problem? I agree.
I disagree.